What is gender? What is sexuality? What makes someone a man or a woman? Hi, this is Sydney, and this is A for Anthro, where we talk about human origins and culture. So there's been a lot of tension rising up in the US and possibly around the world due to these questions. It almost seems like it's become a very political issue, but honestly, it's first and foremost an anthropological one. Many people want to push away the anthropological view on this topic, but it's the job of the anthropologist to study the evolution of humans. And the only way we really find this out is how we interact with our environment. This includes the differences between male and female. A lot of people think that gender and sex go hand in hand. This is the current definition of gender. As I said, through the years, gender and sex have had a combined definition, so to speak. As in, just because you are physically a female, you have to do certain things. You have certain roles that you have to do, which are actually called gender roles. But as you can see here, it's more so talking about the cultural differences. So these gender roles are subject to change. Generally around the globe, women are prone to domestic stay-at-home duties. And as a practical example, just look at how everything changes around the world. Not long ago in the US, women weren't allowed to vote. A lot of women were frowned upon for wearing pants. And some cultures still even believe that women shouldn't be wearing pants. That a woman has to wear a dress and be modest. That's due to traditional beliefs and such. But again, it just reiterates the point that it's about the beliefs of that culture that determines the gender roles. And to also get a deeper understanding of this, we should also look at the life of hunter-gatherers. Humans have lived as hunter-gatherers for most of their existence. And while it is true that in a lot of those groups, the men are usually the ones who band together and hunt down really large prey. But women also hunted as well as gathered. Or at times it was a joint effort. But most times women probably gathered berries and nuts and also tracked down small animals that were around their living site. And not only did they do that, they would also prepare it to cook it. And preparing meat takes much more effort than it does for us in urban societies. Usually people like you and me just can go to the grocery store and already have prepackaged meat that we can go home and cook ourselves. But the process of having to skin an animal, pull the meat apart from the bone, and to make it tender enough for consumption is a lot of effort. But as I said, a lot of the work that they did was a joint effort as well. I am really just scratching the surface here. This is part 1, and I'm going to be talking about this in the next couple videos.